Hey guys, I'm back. Still the same day. um, where did I leave off? I was talking about how I went to the Pinky Promise conference and what my experience was. I did take down some notes while I was there. Um, and I'm just gonna like go through a run view of like the how the schedule kind of worked. Um, there was like a Kentucky Derby luncheon that which started on Wednesday, but I didn't go to that because a girl couldn't afford to go to that. But Thursday was a first day of things to do for the conference. They had registration. There was a meet and greet, which I didn't attend. That was like around 1 to 3 p.m. And then there was from 3 to 4, there was a leadership meeting. And then they had like a mini break between 4 and 5:30. And then they also had a dinner break as well. But I was able to make it to worship night. And that started at 7:30. And boy, can I tell you, the first night of worship was phenomenal. I I can say phenomenal because I felt like being in the presence of um, other women, being in the presence of other women of Christ, and being in the presence of just people in general, and being inside the church and worshiping. It was really amazing, and I thank Heather for having this conference every year, but also having this conference this year, which I attend 2019. It was just amazing. I was singing, I was worshiping, I was in my own zone. Pretty sure if there was a tornado that was going on outside, I really, really, really didn't matter because it was just really amazing the first night of worship. So I enjoyed myself the first night, which I participated, with in Song of Worship Thursday night. Friday was pretty much a all day thing. The day kind of started off at 10, where they had a session for marriage. People, that are married. So I didn't go to that. They had a single session, which I did attend that. Myself and the other young women that I went along with, we did attend that session, which started at 11 a.m. And I could definitely say that the Lord, He works in mysterious ways. Because I have been in my singleness not that long. I've been single for over 4 months now. And prior to that, I was in a relationship with someone. But unfortunately, that relationship didn't work. And for many reasons why, because God really wanted to do a lot of working on me, and me being more faithful to God, and having more faith and being more connected with Him. I think He really allowed me in that situation that I was in for roughly about 10 months. 9 or 10 months. He allowed me to go through that experience so I was able to learn. Because I feel like with any relationship, whether it's a relationship with, a partner or a relationship with a friend, for whatever reason God takes you in a situation with that person, whoever they are, I believe that it's just for a reason and for a purpose, for you to experience whatever God wants you to see, or to know. So I was single for about 4 months, and I'm actually loving it. I am. It's not like I've never been single before. Longer, I've been single for longer than over 2 years, and that was great. But currently, right now, I've been single for about 4 or 5 months now, and I'm loving it. And going to the single session, which I just took some notes down. So if I continue to look down, excuse me for that, but I just wanted to hone in on some points that was stated during the single session. So one thing that stood out to me, which I kind of jotted down and wrote down, the Lord is waiting on you because to be mindful, He only wants you and He wants to use you. And being single doesn't define who you are. Doesn't make you less than of a person, or if you tell people, oh, I've been single for however long, that shouldn't really kind of make people look at you weirdly, or be like, okay, she's single, but why is she single? Like, something must be wrong with her. Like, she's so and so how old, and why is she still single? And I come to a point where I don't really care what other people have got to say about whether if I'm single or not, and if I am with somebody to define who I am, because I feel like me being in my singleness now, I am learning a lot about myself, and God has allowed me to learn a lot about myself and hone in on who I am as a person, and to help me walk me through this journey. And one point that the pastor made was, singles are saints. And I am going to go by that, because I am trying to grow and become, one with God, and walk in the spirit of my singleness. So I'm going to walk with my head held high and walk in my singleness, and I'm going to enjoy it. And I'm not in any rush to be in a relationship with anyone. I know God sometimes, He may send you distractions, or, just to test, to test you. And boy, has He sent me distractions, but I am really trying to focus in on, and not really to have anyone distract me. So yeah, so the single session was great. Being single is a great thing. It's not a bad thing. Singleness is a part of my story right now in my life, and I want to let God kind of guide me on my journey, and being more in His Word, and just to be focused. I know many of us will have distractions put around us, or in our lives, for whatever reason. But me personally, as a daughter of God, I am really allowing myself to accept being single, and being okay and happy with that. So I think I am honing in on that, and also to create boundaries with with certain people and certain things in that retrospective. And so yeah, so single sessions was great. I didn't want to go into too much detail, but I did participate in single sessions, so I felt like it really did touch me, because obviously I am single, and I'm experiencing it. So and then after that single session was about an hour. We had break for lunch, and then we had the finance session with a young gentleman by the name of Michael, and he is one of Heather Lindsay's financial advisors. And he definitely honed in on his own experience in regards to finance. And I actually am going to stop this video, and I am going to come back.